This is Don't Forget the Small Stuff, and today we're talking about game night. Jeez, Mads, that's just a really aggressive way to carry a knife. Welcome to Don't Forget the Small Stuff. On this podcast, we celebrate the overlooked and forgotten little moments in films. I'm Jess, and with me today is Maddie.
Yo.
And Andy.
Hello, happy to be here again.
Good to have you both. Right, today we are covering and talking about Game Night. It was released in 2018, directed by a team of directors, John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. It starred Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, who are the most prominent, at least, in it. Critical reception, etc. It has a 6.9 rating on IMDb, which I think is a little bit lower than I was expecting, at least. I guess it's close to a 7, which is not bad. And it has 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was made with a budget of $37 million and overall box office takings of $117 million. So not the blockbuster that we've become accustomed to on this podcast. But I think we all agree it's a delightful little film. Very funny, we think. Do we agree? Very funny?
Oh, I think so. I think, to be honest, if it wasn't funny, it would be terrible. That's an obvious thing to say for a comedy because there's not a great deal else there. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so
sorry, that came over really negative. I didn't mean that. I think the comedy is front and center of this. Obviously, the story is an interesting one, but I think if this isn't funny, it fails.
No, that's true. Actually, I mean, there are plenty of films out there where it's like there's something real happening, but the people involved don't know it's real.
Yeah,
and it's almost an overdone trope to a certain extent, and it can fail sometimes.
Yeah,
but this one doesn't.
No, it's sharp as a tack.
So just on that really quickly, I wanted to mention a couple of things. So I was looking at the directors and the writers, and while I sort of recognize some of the projects that the directors and writers have been involved in the past, they didn't strike me as gangbuster film luminaries, shall we say. So one of the directors, Jonathan Goldstein, was a writer on Horrible Bosses, which is another comedy that I really love. Mm-hmm. And the original writer, Mark Perez, again, he's not really been involved in anything massive. Herbie Fully Loaded is probably his highest profile film.
Wow, that's saying something, right?
Yeah. But anyway, I think we all agree this works. Maddie, what do you feel about Game Night in general?
I really enjoy it. It's a good family watch. It's just like something that you can watch to cheer you up, and we happen to quote it quite a lot in everyday life.
They swear a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't quote the swears.
Okay, right, good.
No.
I was just checking. Just profanity is rife in your household.
No, we just quote little lines that we like and enjoy all of the time.
I think it's worth bringing up now because you've brought it up. I have something actually in my notes where we have derived at least 2, but I think more family jokes directly from this film. Mm-hmm. Maybe we won't reveal them just yet because people are dying to know what those family jokes are. But yeah, I think I want to back up your point really, that we as a family really get a lot out of this film, don't we, Matt?
Yeah.
Andy, your thoughts about it?
I'd never heard of it until you asked or suggested that I watch it. I'm quite late to the Jason Bateman party. I never really watched a lot of things with him in, and I put it to you that you encouraged me to give it a shot. So I bought this for about £2 off YouTube or something, and loved it. Absolutely loved it, and that's led me into a whole bunch of other Jason Bateman stuff. So. Yeah, I'd never seen it until you suggested I watched it, and since then I've watched it several times. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. Anytime. I think it's worth saying that, yeah, like I've already said, it's a family favorite, and I think one of the reasons why I was drawn to it in the first place is that we are all tabletop gamers in our household, and I think Andy in your household as well. And so it sort of was in my wheelhouse before I even realized what kind of comedy it was. So I was keen to see it because I knew it was about gaming. And while they don't end up playing many actual games, and the games that they do play are not really the sorts of games we play.
Game of life?
Yeah, I know.
We should try that.
It may
Putting the little dudes in the cars. I loved that part.
I don't know if I've ever even seen a game of life being played. No, sorry. And I call myself a tabletop gamer.
Honestly, you went there and you've not played the game of life.
It is one thing that bothers me about the film is that actually the games they choose to play, the boxes they take to Brooks's house, are pretty mundane. And I think one of them is Scrabble.
Yeah, the top one.
And there's going to be 7 people there. You can't really play Scrabble with 7.
No,
people.
the games were just for his house. They weren't to play. They were
you think?
to give to him.
Oh, I thought, okay. Okay, maybe. I don't know.
We'll get onto that, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, yeah, maybe we should, unless anyone else has anything else to say in general about the film, maybe I just finished my point and the fact that loving games, I was drawn to it and then realized that beyond the gaming, it is actually a pretty hilarious comedy, which gets better with multiple watches, I think. It gets funnier when you see it multiple times. So shall we just dive into the small stuff? You happy to do that?
Let's go.
Okay. So again, we'll try and do it chronologically. It starts right off the bat with the sort of the montage of how Max and Annie get together, and then moves quite quickly on to the scene in the hospital. So before we go any further, was there anything from those 2 sections of the film that you want to mention?
I just had about in the hospital when the Rachel McAdams character starts just like talking to the doctor about Max's family life and childhood, and he just turns to the window and looks out of it, and then in the background you can just see them still talking, the gestures, and it kind of shows the like relationship they have straight away.
In what way?
I think it's just how like oversharing one way it can be, but also almost taking the mick as well, which shows quite a light like sense of humor as well.
Yep.
They're brutal, isn't it? I'm going to go back a little bit to the montage at the start where they're, you see them attending game nights and quizzes and all sorts of things. And there's that scene where I forget exactly what they're talking about, but Annie's friend Bill's there, and they just crucify him, like, unemployed, whatever it is, single. Yeah. And he's like, what?
One of the swears, I think, is
that
point.
Yeah, we're clean here, so we're not going to repeat that. But yeah, it's very good. I love that. Yeah. It's really fast paced, that opening montage, but it's controlled really well. It's very funny.
Yeah, and by the way, Bill, we never see him again after the opening montage. He has those 2 fun little moments. The one in the first quiz in the pub or whatever they're in, and then the moment where they're ripping into him. And,
Poor Bill.
And then we never see him again. So I think, I will come back to the hospital scene in a sec, but I think right off the bat, that opening montage, the film notifies us or signifies that it's going to be a slightly different comedy with clever touches because of the transitions between one scene to the next. There's a scene where they're making out in the train. I don't know whether the train breaks or whatever, and they fall. And then as they fall, it transitions to the next scene in the sequence. It's a minor thing, but it's also a relatively unique thing. It's not something that you see in films very often, sort of creative transitions in an incidental montage of how people get together.
There's another weird, we'll get onto it later, but there's another weird bit of directing or camera work, which we'll touch on. But to your point, there are some strange, unique choices in some of the directing. Yeah.
But I think unique and well done. I think positively unique rather than sort of unusual and weird because of it. So going back to your point about the hospital, Mads, that whole sequence in the hospital, Jason Bateman is just on fire. He is peak Bateman in that whole sequence. At one point, she says something about you're more competitive than normal people or something like that, and he's just like, normal people. And I just think it's elite Bateman, that whole sequence.
It's very good the way Annie starts describing Brooks.
Yeah.
And she says hotter, and he's like, "Oh, we've not discussed hotter."
Yeah, I didn't say hotter.
I don't think we said that.
But I think going back to what you said, Maddie, about their relationship, I think immediately we can see the chemistry between the two of them. And I think it's a hallmark of the film in general. The chemistry between all of the characters is great. So each of the couples, but maybe we perhaps should save this for later on. Each of the couples has great chemistry individually, but then as a group, they all have great chemistry as well. So another quick transition shout out. Again, signifying that this film signifying that it's going to be something slightly different. When it then transitions to the evening of the first game night, when they drive up to their house and Gary is outside his house. But before that, the camera pans from the sky, and there's a beautiful golden light in the sky, and it's good. They're using that tilt shift lens so that it looks like a miniature almost, very shallow depth of field. That's another interesting touch. That's this film saying, yeah, we're a bit different to everybody else.
Yeah, they use that a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
Again, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but that's the tilt shift effect on some of the scene transitions is pretty effective.
I can't help that it was in some ways connected to the fact that tabletop gaming uses miniature pieces.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
think
a way to sort of...
That's the way I read it.
Yeah.
So on some of them, we'll get onto it again, but it's particularly effective, I think.
So the first game night at Max and Andy's house starts with their interaction with Gary outside the house and the joke about the 3-for-1, which is pretty funny. I've got a couple of things that happen in this sequence that I want to mention, but I want to hand over to you guys before I talk too much.
I love Gary. The intensity off the bat. He stood there staring, stroking Bastian, just staring at them, analysing their bags, using very correct language, as one would hope a police officer would. And they just feel, it's like Annie and Max are pinned against the car trying to escape. They're like not even sure when they can leave. Yep. Like, are we done? Can we leave? It's brilliant.
I love those little jokes about, and he's done. Oh, no.
Yeah. It's very good. I do like Gary, and I think they do a good job of introducing him as being slightly, very intense and slightly derailed in some way. He mentions Debbie, doesn't he, at the start there, I think. No, that's it.
So at Max and Andy's house for the first game night, that I think that they introduce another interesting filmmaking choice. Every once in a while, there will be a slightly horror-based scene where if this was a horror movie, it would be terrifying. Yeah, when he said, it's all right, I told everybody to come in quietly or whatever it was. And then there's some noise outside the window, and Ryan's date's hand just thrusts through the Venetian blinds. But they play it like it's a jump scare coming, and it is a jump scare coming, but it's almost like they're trying to be slightly horror movie. Obviously, they're not trying to be.
And then they call it out because she said it, I don't know, it's like Night of the Living Dead or something. She makes that reference, doesn't she?
Yeah. Anything else from Max and Annie's first game night?
Yes, I have when Brooks turns up all loud and annoying, and then Gary just turns up at the door.
He just appears.
Yeah.
Again, it's another horror movie touch.
But it's when Max and Brooks go in for a hug. He calls Max Maxi Pad.
Yes.
Which is brilliant.
Brooks is obnoxious. He's horrendous.
He's horrible.
Yeah.
Damn it. What? We didn't want him to know that we were having a game night. You know, he used to come and we don't like him anymore, so.
You know, I think he knows now.
He sure does.
Maxi Pad. Come
on, bring it in. I haven't seen you in a year.
It's
Just another dig, isn't it?
Just his entrance. It's funny you bring it up because it's everything that Max didn't want it to be. It was loud. It was obnoxious. I mean, he's revving the car. He's screeching around the island on the estate.
He's so
and it's and then he's like, no, all the do, Max is trying to calm him down.
There's a whole mess of people.
No, there's
there.
loads of people in there. Look, hello, and he's waving to them, and he's like, oh dear.
He's doing the what would you call it? It's like the articulate game. He's basically trying to describe celebrities on cards.
Yep.
And there's like a pulsing, kind of slightly synth
it's
music
like
in the background.
Like
it's
techno,
sort of
almost
quite intense.
It's really strange,
Yeah.
and they use that throughout the film.
Yeah.
And again, I don't really understand the significance of why they chose that music, but it is unusual. It's slightly jarring for me, actually.
It works for me, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
There's another in that very moment actually when they flip the timer over.
Yep.
To start the minute or whatever it is of the game they're playing. The camera, like in any other film, it would just be a single static camera shot of someone flipping the timer. In this film, the camera is rotating around the timer as he flips it. Just, again, it's so unnecessary, but almost, I don't know, welcome. Like they've really put effort into every incidental shot in the film. And it's to the film's credit as far as I'm concerned. It's great. So game night 2 is the one that happens at Brooks' house where everything
Kicks off.
Yeah. But slightly prior to that is when they're getting into their car and Gary appears again. And the way Max is carrying the games, and then he manages to somehow slip them into the back seat of the car. Presumably, obviously Gary clocks it, but he does it so well. It's like, no, we're just going out for a meal or whatever it is, and he chucks the games onto the back seat. It's so good.
Yeah, he because he's trying to coerce them, or rather invite them, I suppose, to his house by suggesting that, well, not suggesting, he clearly has already cooked lamb shanks.
Lamb shank. Yeah.
Like, on the off chance, people are going to say yes. Like,
Oh, well, lamb shank, you've
he
changed my
just
mind.
doesn't have any. He clearly has no social skills or I won't say confidence, because he obviously is quite a confident chap, but he just doesn't get how normal social encounters work, it seems.
And then we meet up with the gang again, and Ryan's date is Sarah, I think it is. And there's that whole sequence where he says, she's from whatever it is, human resources or something, and she's British, and he's like, actually it's Irish. Oh, it's the same thing. Well, no, it's really not.
I love those two.
Yeah, and that's my next note, is that their interplay, and it goes back to what I was saying about the chemistry. Their interplay is so good, as it is with all of them, really, but specifically with those two.
Yeah, they are my favourite too. It's almost funny man and straight man, isn't it? But done so well. And Sharon Horgan's so funny anyway. Just this brutal, kind of straight down the line. She's not trying to be polite to him. If he's being thick, she's going to call it out. And he's often less than intelligent in the things he says.
Then Jeffrey Wright's character shows up. And speaking of Ryan, so Jeffrey Wright is the guy pretending to be the FBI agent, a part of the Murder We Wrote team. And the first thing Ryan says is, sunglasses at night. It's legit. I've skipped over something, Maddie. We mentioned it at the beginning, but when they're preparing for the evening, go on.
Max comes out of the bathroom and it's silent. And he's,
Horror movie scene.
Horror movie scene. And then Brooks walks by with his knife. That's a very aggressive way to carry a knife. It's for the cheese. But why do you need a knife that's like a foot long for cheese?
Well, quite. But I mean, that is one of our family jokes. Whenever we're carrying a knife, one of us will say, "That's a really aggressive way to carry a knife."
It's very dangerous as well. You should not carry a knife like that.
No,
definitely not.
Yeah.
His name. So Jeffrey Wright's character's name is Ron. We find out later, but he's playing Agent Henderson of the FBI. I love most of what he does, but there is a moment where I can't remember what the others are talking about, but he yells, "Shut up, all of you!"
Contained within these dossiers are the clues you will require to find the kidnappers.
You'd like for us to do that, yeah? What's the Bureau's role in this?
Maybe you guys could take my wife in for questioning because apparently she got a secret life I don't know nothing about.
Shut up, all of you!
Wow.
He takes his job incredibly seriously.
Yeah.
So he's trying very hard to be this sort of noteworthy actor in this scene, but then he has to break character to say, "I'm obliged to ask if any of you have any food allergies."
Yeah, I think aren't they arguing about or debating whether or not the FBI would actually ask them to do this? Why are you asking us if it's really important? You know, we're just nobodies. Why are we doing the work for you? Why should we do this for you? Shut up.
All right. Anything else from Brooks's house that you want to mention?
I mentioned the music. Have we hit the fight scene yet? Now let's go on.
No,
to that.
not yet.
Okay, so during the fight scene, of course, the real kidnappers come in and confuse everybody.
Real.
Yeah. Well, you know, as far as we know at the point in time. And there's a fantastic fight scene that's really good. But there's a bit, that weird techno music, synth music starts playing. And then at one point, one of the kidnappers is carrying Brooks and the other guy's like punching him or something. And they're walking into the kitchen. The camera pans outside. As soon as the camera pans outside, it goes to this like piano lounge music.
I noticed
for like
that as well.
2 or 3 seconds, and then the chaos ensues. They go back inside, and we're back to the techno stuff. But yeah, I like that little touch. It's a serene scene as he's being carried through the house.
The fight also leads to another good joke.
I don't know the one you're on about.
Oh, I was going to talk about when they have the fight and he lands on the table where they're eating the cheese.
That's what I was going to say.
And what does he say?
I don't remember. That's a strong glass.
That is a strong table.
Yeah. No, mine was just the thud. It's just a doof as he lands, and then later on, one of the kidnappers gets thrown over the kitchen table, and he hits his head on a pan, and you have the like clang of the pans as well.
There are some good clangs in this film. Yeah,
it kind of fragments a little bit the film now because we're following each couple doing their own thing. So I'm going to try and do it chronologically, but it's tricky because things happen sort of here and there. But Max and Annie go to the bar. Annie gets Brooks's gun, and at one point she hands it to Max because she's got to demonstrate the child's pose.
Yeah.
And the way he's holding it like a pen.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have written down. Holds
really
gun
funny.
like pen.
Yeah, it's just, and he's like, at one
And
point
he
he goes,
looks at it like,
he's at one point he says, "Don't make me use this," and he sort of points it towards someone,
Yeah,
but hold it again, still holding it like a pen.
like a dart. He's like kind of, yeah, it's very good.
another one from the bar is the guy who's there the entire time. He's passed out on the counter, just on the end.
love
There's
that.
everything.
There's a guy who's unconscious the entire scene.
The entire
How'd you
scene
get
just,
that?
just
How'd you get that
asleep
role?
on the bar.
That really is small stuff because I didn't notice.
Yeah, they go in. He's there, and he's got his head on the bar in his hands. He's just there.
Like
And through the entire scene, he doesn't move. That is so funny.
Brilliant.
That's so good.
That's a good touch, right? It's another little attention to detail that's why it's that sort of thing why I knew this movie would be really good for this podcast, because there is so much small stuff in it, such as I think maybe this is something that you were alluding to slightly earlier, Andy, when they found Brooks and they're inside and the bad guys are trying to get in and they try to knock the latch of the door from the other side, like they're reaching through with a pole or something.
Yep.
And the POV of the camera rotates with the latch.
Yeah, every time they hit the latch, the camera rotates with it. So yeah, it's slightly. I watched it the first time. I was like, "What? I don't understand what's happening." It's not that it's complicated. It just I wasn't expecting it.
It's just so unique. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bit like when they fall in the train in the opening montage, and then very shortly after that, when they have the car chase, there are camera shots which are fixed to the position of the car. So the car doesn't move in the frame, but the scenery moves as the car moves.
Yeah.
And again, and they do it later on with the Corvette on the runway. It's just a really interesting choice. And again, I'm going to shout this guy out now because I think it's worth it. The cinematographer was Barry Peterson. Again, his most, I would say, probably most noteworthy films before this were the Starsky and Hutch remake and 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. But I just think it's, again, they've made some interesting choices directorially or cinematographically. It's good stuff.
Yep, it is Barry. I have confirmed it is Barry.
Barry Peterson.
But also, you're right. I think they've tried to go a little bit not experimental. It's not crazy stuff, but they've just tried to use everything in their armory really to make it stick out from the crowd.
They put effort in on every scene, and every incidental cut and what have you, which I think is commendable. Right, so we're still kind of out and about in my chronology here. Anything from any of the scenes before they go back to Gary's house? Is there anything you want?
I love it. Oh, sorry, Mads, go ahead.
No, you first.
All right. It's Sarah and Ryan, the two. So she comes up with a great scheme she finds his wallet. Ryan's an idiot. He's like, let's just steal all his stuff. Right. I'm trying hard not just to quote the lines from the film here, but it's brilliant because she then phones the credit card company, says, can you tell me where the last transaction is? She gets the address, and he's like, yeah, now all we have to do is solve the riddle. And she's like, no, we don't. He just doesn't understand this on any level. Yeah. And she's not interested in him. She's like, you're an idiot, dude. I'm just follow me. It's brilliant.
And the bit with the lipstick when they get to the like murder mystery place. And he like goes to like touch her lips, and then she bites him.
He has no concept of how to behave around.
But then
women.
he's like, after she bites him, there's lipstick. One of my favorite line deliveries is from when they go to Gary's, and they try to convince him that they want a game with him, and my God, my mind's gone blank. I can't remember her name now.
Annie.
No, not Annie. Anyway, he says, I'd prefer it if you didn't besmirch my ex-wife's name. And she goes, oh, yeah, she was much better at games than you. It's such a good line delivery. It's brilliant.
Going back a little bit to when Max gets shot and they go and she goes to take the bullet out, the one that went straight through. And she gives him the squeaky toy.
Yep.
And then as it goes in, you hear the really, really long squeak as it gets squeakier and squeakier, and then it stops. And then when she cuts too deep, he blows it out into her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fans of squeaky things here. There's no horn-related gags, I don't think, in this film.
It's true.
But the squeaky in his mouth is something to chomp down on when she's cutting his arm open is good. In fact, I feel remiss that we've overlooked that scene a little bit because it's brilliant, isn't it? The whole bullet extraction thing.
Well, it's the funniest scene in the film, I think.
Yeah, and she picks up a Country Homes magazine or something. She said, "What's this for?"
It's corn chowder recipe.
There's no hard liquor, so she's got like a light shard. She's sprinkling this Chardonnay on.
I kind of almost deliberately didn't put it on my list of things because I don't feel, because it is so funny, it's the standout scene in the film for me. I don't feel it necessarily fits the bill as being small stuff.
But it's the bit that we quote even more than the knife is when they're doing the like throwing up
the
sick
the puke noise.
That's very good. The pukey noise is
so good.
Yeah, and I'll just pick up on the sound of the knife hitting his bone. So, oh yes, that is my bone. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a real grim noise.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether or not tapping bone makes that noise.
It's like a really hollow
I don't want to know if that's the noise.
What's that sound?
What's that sound? They're like figuring it out. What's that? Like it's a quiz. What's that sound? What's that sound like?
All right. Then we go to Gary's. He has the issue with bleeding all over Bastien.
There's a bit just before that when
Yeah.
they get there, and Max looks at his arm and goes, "I think you sewed my arm to my sleeve."
I'm sort of rolling on ahead, guys. So rein me in, pull me back if we go too far. There's the whole rich people fight club sequence with finding the egg, but then in the middle of that sequence, they finally admit to she's had an episode, an affair, if you like, with Denzel Washington. And I just want to mention one thing about that, because the reminiscence of the meeting Denzel, they use an actor that looks a bit like Denzel, and so I'm thinking, okay, they've used an actor that looks like Denzel. He really does look like Denzel. So maybe she really did meet him. And then they pivot at the end, and he's like, "No, that's not Denzel. That doesn't. It looks like him, but it's not." I just think it's a really cool pivot, because it's like they've kind of subverted our expectations by deliberately using someone who looks a lot like him but isn't him, and then including that very thing in the film. Then they get the egg, and what follows is what is, I believe, known in the industry as a oneer, where it is a one-take shot of them running around the house, passing or throwing or rolling the egg to each other. It's very cool. But after having seen it multiple times, I must have seen it about 5 or 6, 7 times now, you can see the cut. So it's not actually a oneer. I'm pretty sure you can see the edit points. But I don't think it detracts from the sequence. I think it works really well.
It's really cleverly shot, isn't it? It's takes you on a tour of the house via an egg.
And the choreography of it is really good as well, isn't it? Yeah. Everyone gets involved. They have Brian has the great tackle on the guy. Is it Boomer, the guy that's chasing them?
So, yeah.
And then
another glass table is acting weird tonight.
Yeah. The conclusion of the glass table joke. As is often the case, the film's really motoring now, and the plot is kind of being all wrapped up, and so what quite often happens with me is that I find fewer and fewer small things to mention. But there is a great line when after the egg cracks and breaks, and she finds a sticker that says "Made in China." Ryan goes, "Maybe that sticker's made in China," and Sarah says, "Let's let them talk."
Again, just showing how I love those two. I've said that already. Their chemistry and her disdain for him generally is funny. Do we think they got together though?
I don't know. The age difference seems a bit.
Is there much of an age difference?
I feel like there might be.
She's there. They're there together at the end. Aren't they?
Yeah.
3 months later.
Yeah.
But still, is she just friends? Like it doesn't clarify very well.
I mean, he does kind of fall for her at the end. I mean,
Yeah.
he kind of more or less admits
True.
it in the car.
And she looks at him like, "What?"
That, in terms of small stuff for me, that's mostly everything from the whole film. So go ahead and jump in with other things.
I've got a couple from the airplane airport bit, but Andy, if you have any.
No, I'll leave them for later. I think there's a couple of things. I mean, the scene again is not small stuff in any way, but the scene with the belt and the crate, I just think it's so good. The way they get charades in as well, and then you think, yes, we've got it. Let's press the button, and then the crate moves so slowly up the ramp.
Man, that's a slow belt.
The guy just takes a step back and watches it.
Brilliant. It reminded me of the scene in Austin Powers, the first one, with the guy driving Austin driving the roller basically and rolling the guy over, even though it took him about 5 minutes to get to him.
I've got a couple. One of them is when Max jumps into the airplane from above and then
gets the drop.
Gets not a very good drop, but yeah. And then the guy throws a knife at him and he goes, "Oh, right in my bullet hole."
Yeah, it's not a line you hear very often, is it?
No. Precision accuracy. And then he goes on to have the entire fight with said knife.
With a knife sticking out of his arm.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then they hug and there's knife is still sticking out of his arm.
His scream as he's falling through, because he's trying to be all cool. They reference Liam Neeson and getting the drop, and He's like, ah!
And then he
you know, not stealthy, not in any way macho. He's like genuinely scared, and then
he bounces.
Yeah, it's just rubbish. He's bad at it, but it works really well.
And then there's a bit with Annie when she's outside with the bad guy.
Yep.
And he goes through the turbine, and she's like, "Yes! Oh no, he died!
Oh no, he died!"
And just
I
the
love that guy's
sarcasm.
line
Yes.
about not with an ass like that. You don't. Yeah, I think that's really good, and she's all cute about it. Oh, thanks.
My last one is just the end credits with Gary doing the multiple takes, jumping over his car, and all of the falling and stuff. Which
The
is
closing
brilliant.
credits are really interesting, and again, they've gone the extra mile with the closing credits. Yeah, and that whole little montage of him doing the slide on the bonnet is really good. Just before that, though, when they're at the 3 months later game night, and again, lots of good jokes in there. But I noticed that Ryan has taken it upon himself to be like the timekeeper of their games. When Gary is trying to get them to guess Green Mile, Ryan yells, "Time!" And it literally makes Sarah jump because he shouts it so loud. And then when Annie goes and does the bun in the oven one, it's Ryan that shouts "Go" to her. So he's obviously taken it upon himself to be the timekeeper of the game night, which I like.
Oh, 1 second. My notes are a terrible mess this time around, so I do apologise. I'm just jumping in all over the place.
Okay.
In the credits, Ryan's got a Harvard alumni associate card.
Yeah.
What?
Well, he went to Harvard.
Did he?
Yeah.
What to do? What was his major?
He
Good
went
question.
to Harvard.
Apparently.
That
Yeah. All right. So we will do the categories after a break. Right, let's crack on with the categories. First category, as always, is Audio Corner, where we look at music and sound and what have you from the movie. Anyone got any standout audio moments?
Of course, yes.
Go on then.
The whole sequence with cleaning, getting the bullet out of Max's arm, which ends up not being there. But the squeaky toy, obviously,
Yeah.
I love that sound. But also the fake vomit sound. But the squeaky toy's got to be it.
Okay, so Squeaky Toy wins for you.
Just the prolonged squeakiness of it.
Yeah. Good. Okay, step one, sterile gloves. Check.
We're doing the best we can, right?
Okay, we're getting
All right.
by. Step two, okay, disinfect the wound.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna sting, isn't it?
Go,
Maybe I
yep,
better-
a little bit.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Okay. That's smart, huh? Yeah. Gonna administer anesthetic.
Good.
Yep.
Mine's another Ryan and Sarah special. The scene where they are bribing Glenda
Yes.
at Murder We Wrote, and he's moving the money, the bills, closer and closer to her, very, very slowly, as if that makes a difference, like dramatic emphasis or something. But the last dollar bill he does, at the end of it, he's like, makes a little oomph noise, as if he's hitting it home. This is the thing that's going to make the difference. He's like, and that Glenda's rolling her eyes, and Sarah's rolling her eyes, but it's the noise. Like Ryan genuinely thinks that $16, that last, like going
It's
from
gonna get them over
$15 to
the edge.
$16, that's it. Oomph.
Very good. Very good. So you already mentioned mine. I'm gonna shout out a couple of little. Mine are all music related. I agree. The squeaky toy might be the best one actually, but the ones that I wrote down were squeaky. So you've already mentioned, Andy, the pulsing music when they start the games, and then that carries on through the rest of the film. Just an interesting choice. I think it works. But
I don't dislike it. It just sticks out as being unusual, which a couple of things, as we've already discussed, do in this film. Some of the cinematography and directing is unusual. Just another thing, really.
So there's the moment when they are at the Fight Club house, but they are still upstairs, and they are walking down the stairs to where the fights are happening. The music is playing, or the incidental music is playing while they're at the top of the stairs. And as they go down the stairs, the music fades and the fight sounds fade in. You know, it's not an unexpected thing to happen in a film, but I think they do it rather well in this one in particular. But I would say my choice for Audio Corner is what you already mentioned about when they're having the big fight at Brooks's house, and it pans for a moment outside, and you get that kind of elevator music being played. I don't know, it almost sounds like perhaps at Brooks's house there's always music playing outside. Like, yeah, it's a sort of it's so pretentious. They will have like easy listening music in the garden.
That's what we do at home.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's not pretentious. Maybe, you know.
Oh no, it is.
Okay. So yeah, that's great. Good stuff. Thanks. Always like visiting Audio Corner. Best looking scene. I found this really tricky because comedies don't generally have many good looking scenes. They're just, they're there for the jokes. This actually, the whole film looks good. That's why I was interested about the cinematographer having done Starsky and Hutch, because Starsky and Hutch looks good as well. It's a great looking film. Game Night looks great. But I didn't feel there were many really standout, gorgeous scenes. I got a couple, but let's hear from you guys first.
Well, on your point that there's no like standout scenes, I think the reason for that is the fact that a lot of it's one, done at night, and two, done in a city, and the whole premise, one of them. Yeah. The whole point of the film is that it's about like criminals and stuff, which brings to like run down areas like the bar is crappy, the side alley that by the corner shop, everything's just bit
average every day. Yeah.
But mine, I couldn't find a single frame, so I went with a single scene, and it was the shot through the mansion with the egg when they're all passing it on, like that one.
The whole like one take.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the mansion's pretty cool, so it's fair enough.
For me, again, we've mentioned this a little bit before, the tilt shift scenes, and to your point about it being at night, Maddie, that Ryan and Sarah, here we go. When they arrive at the car park to go and see Glenda, the tilt shift there works super well. It looks really good at night. It looks like a toy car. It looks like a model behind them. It's really effective. And I did, because I'm a little bit sad, I did actually pause it and get a frame. And I thought, yep, perfect. That's it. So that's my choice. Brilliant. It is that scene there.
That's great.
It's very cool.
So I have got a couple of nominations. I mentioned it right at the beginning. Actually, the aerial shot of their neighborhood with the golden evening light right at the beginning of the film, with again the tilt shift toy effect, the golden light on their neighborhood looks gorgeous. Also, I loved. You talked about night photography. There's a couple of wide shots when they're on the bridge.
Yes.
With the skyscrapers or whatever in the distance behind them, and it's a beautifully lit film. They're lit really nicely, and the city lights look great. But I think my winner for best looking scene is there's a very brief moment when he's trying to drive the Stingray into the plane, and the first time he does it, he misses. And there's a shot from under the plane, and the car goes underneath it, and the car looks gorgeous. The paint job looks great. All of the lights from the plane are reflected in the paint job of the car, and it's just a really, really gorgeous kind of twinkly scene. So that's my shout out for that.
Yeah, my runner up actually. There's a bit just after that where he does hit the wheel, and I think Annie's got out of the car. Max is struggling with the door, and the camera pans up back a little bit, and you see the Corvette, and obviously the front left wheel's a bit broken. And in the background, you can see the plane, but it's on the runway, and you can see the runway lights sort of coming out in front of it. It just looks really nice. As you say, the lighting's fantastic, and that was my runner-up actually. So.
Yeah, cool. Now, the Monsieur Mendel Award for Favorite Incidental Character.
Hurrah!
Hurrah for Monsieur Mendel. Mads, who have you got?
Well, I have two. I struggle with this one because I still don't quite understand the parameters at which I'm choosing from.
Okay.
But one of them was Ron, Agent Henderson.
Yep.
His little bit at the start, and when the others come to steal him, and he's like woken up and starts telling them what happens.
Yep.
He's pretty cool.
He's great.
Brian keeps kicking him.
Yeah.
Like,
And the other one has got to be the passed out drunk guy.
Okay, I mean, he's properly incidental.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. He's a one joke incidental character. I like it. So, have you got a winner? Who are you going to pick?
Probably the passed out guy.
Passed out guy. Okay.
wow. Never has anyone done so little to be awarded with such a lofty accolade.
High praise.
Yeah. Mine goes to Glenda. I like Glenda.
Okay.
Chelsea Peretti. She seems to be playing the same character
Everything.
as she does in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But anyway, she's brilliant. She's very funny. She looks at Sarah with some sadness, as if she's been lumbered with this guy a couple of times during that scene. And they're getting on, like they're rolling their eyes, and there's
a connection.
There is a
between
connection,
Sarah
and I think she's fantastic.
When she first turns around and then you have the...
she's asleep with a bullet in her head. Asleep with a bullet in her head.
I like it when she says, "Oh, thanks, that means a lot because I do my own makeup" or something like that. It's a great line.
Yeah. So Glenda gets it for me.
That's a very good one as well.
Okay, so I want to shout out the man working behind the bar at the bar, the barkeep, as they call him. The way he delivers the Harvey Wallbanger line is so
is
good.
That is real good.
Vodka tonic. Harvey Wallbanger. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
So he deserves a bit of a mensch. We're going to mention Bill. You already mentioned him, but the guy at the beginning who gets insulted at least twice, maybe more. His roll of the eyes and his reactions to that are really funny. But I'm going to give it to Ron / Agent Henderson because I think he's amazing. I think the "Shut up, all of you" line is just one of my favorites in the film. And so that's Jeffrey Wright, who is, he's Felix Leiter. We've done 2 Jeffrey Wright films in a row now. He's Felix Leiter in Casino Royale, but he did it uncredited. Doesn't get a credit for it. I don't know why actors choose to do that sometimes, but it's great. I mean, he brings it. At one point he says he quit Disney Cruises for this.
He does. He does a really good job, doesn't he?
Yep.
I mean, he's heavyweight, and he comes in and he's really shredding the screen up. It's fantastic stuff.
So, best location is the next category. I struggled with best location.
Yeah, again, this category, I'm twisting the categories a little bit this time round. Less traditional view on it, but my best location is the bar. It is, as you mentioned, crappy, sticky carpet, smoky, like 3 guys in there. Bar, but it's probably the location of my favorite scene. The whole bit with them when they're rescuing Brooks, and they go in and they take a selfie with him, and he's putting a gun in her mouth, not knowing, of course, it's real. That whole 3 or 4 minute sequence is it's fantastic.
It's a proper dive. That
it's real bad, but he's a surprisingly distinguished barman, apparently.
He knows how to make a Harvey Wallbanger.
It's a good drink.
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably tastes. Probably a good Harvey Wallbanger. Yeah.
Make one soon,
So, not because it looks good particularly. It is exactly what it should be. A dive, and it houses an amusing scene, a very amusing scene. So that's mine.
Yeah, the only thing I wrote down for best location has a question mark after it on my notes. Brooks's house. Max says it when he walks in. It's about Tony Stark's house. Should I give Jarvis my drink order? It's just a cool house. They use it in a couple of scenes, like the room that Kevin and Michelle are in where they're trying to get out of they're trapped in there. There's another bit with a very large kind of like full-sized window on one wall, and there's the cool kitchen, and it's just a cool-looking house. I guess
pretentious music playing outside.
Yeah, it's as close as I can get to best location for me.
Proper modern.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have either of the big houses, that one or the mansion that they go to with the big fight club in the bottom. But mine comes from, you can probably go with the single frame as well, but it comes from more of a photography picture of the bridge with the, just the bridge and how it's, like, obviously it's got water underneath, skyscrapers, it's a pretty cool location.
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled.
Yeah. So how about the prop or item from the film that you'd like to own? What have you got, Mads?
Mine's from the crappy bar, actually. It's the arcade machine that Annie starts playing when she's singing with the gun as her mic.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Having an arcade in your house is pretty cool.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be good. Is it clear? Do we know what game is on that arcade?
No, I didn't. Do you know what? You've picked something up that I missed out on. I'm sad because I normally do pick up on
it's
things
right
like
in your
video
wheelhouse.
game related. Yeah. No, missed it. But good call.
My guess is it's probably like pinball or something, or maybe some. Honestly, it could be some gambling machine as well. I'm not sure. I'm actually gonna have a look.
Andy, got a prop or item?
Yeah, I'm going to go with. It's in Gary's bedroom. It is a caricature picture of Gary and Debbie.
Brilliant.
So it's the central kind of piece of that shrine to their wedding, and I love it.
You'd put that on your wall somewhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You'd
I
really
would.
showcase it.
Yeah,
it's very close to mine actually.
I'd also have the stingray, but let's be clear. Let's be more realistic. I'll take the caricature.
Okay, I did kind of break this category last time when I said I want the yacht.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean, where do we stop with a prop? Plane. World.
Okay, no, good point.
$1 million.
So I could say I want Brooks's house as the okay, fair enough. I need to rein it in a bit, don't I? Well, I have this time because I've got two options. I think I know which one I'll go with, but I'd either go for the squeaky toy, but I think you can just get those squeaky toys anywhere, and it probably, you would lose it, and the dog would eat it, and so I'm going to forego the squeaky toy for this. So. You guys know me. I'm fond of a obscure geeky T-shirt, obscure movie references. I would go for the T-shirt that Max uses to try and clean the blood off Bastian.
Oh, wow!
But I would want it
with blood.
With blood.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a blood-stained.
It's a nice T-shirt.
T-shirt with Debbie's face on it. I just think if you could either put it up like in a display case on your wall, or you could just wear it. Blood, and in terms of geeky movie memorabilia T-shirts, I don't think you can get more.
People
obscure
will just think you've been attacked.
Yeah.
You'd
might
have people rushing to help.
No, it's fine. This is the T-shirt.
Imagine
from
walking into a store with that on. People would.
You'd get some concerned looks.
That's okay. I'll take it.
I think you could make that T-shirt.
Like actually, like like cosplay.
Yeah, you could.
As Gary in that T-shirt.
Wine stain it.
We should do that.
Do you think Gary wears it?
Well, not now.
No.
And we'll fold it up neatly on his desk.
Actually, think it was a slightly strange place to keep a T-shirt. Anyway,
there you have it. And Maddie, sorry, you've been looking up something.
It's actually a jukebox, which is almost as cool.
Okay.
I would still take
Actually,
it.
maybe
I'd take
even
it over
cooler.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love music, so
okay.
I probably would take it. Yeah.
I love music.
It's pretty cool.
Moving on, Maddie's favourite category, coolest look. I think I'll hand straight to you, Mads.
Oh, okay.
What have you got for coolest look?
Shout out to Gary always being in his police uniform.
Yep.
But mine is actually just a very casual, everyday outfit. I've gone with Annie's game night outfit for Brooks's house. The leather jacket with the red shirt underneath.
Yep.
I think it looks really slick.
Kind of Dennis the Menace kind of pattern she's got going on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like red and black, horizontal stripes. Yeah. Mine, again, I've twisted this category a little bit. It's not a coolest look as far as what people are wearing is concerned, but it's someone's face.
Okay.
So in this case, it's the Ryan show this time. Ryan, is so pleased with himself when he finally picks up the egg. He's got this. He holds it, he brandishes it aloft, smiling to Sarah across the room, and then the dude who's in the fight falls unconscious
Right
to
at
his
his
feet,
feet,
and obviously his identity is revealed, which then starts obviously the egg chase around the house. But that's it. He's very pleased with himself, and he's got a triumphant smile, which I think is fantastic. So
you've really mutated the vibe or the intention of coolest look. I don't know. Don't know if I'm willing to accept it, but it's fine. It's fine. Well, let's not cause a scene live on air.
One thing from that scene, actually, the everyone just hold on a minute, and everyone stops, and then he runs and he shatters his glass.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
So to be honest with you, I kind of struggled with this category as well. I probably cheated because the only things I wrote down were related to what Annie wears, Rachel McAdams. I think whoever is her stylist did a great job. So even the captain T-shirt she wears at the opening quiz at the very beginning of the movie looks cool. Maybe she just looks cool. Maybe that's it. But she also at the hospital, she's wearing this quite nice black, like satin jacket with like pink floral detailing on it, which looks really cool. And I agree, her game night outfit is good. So I've kind of given it to Annie's wardrobe. I just think
that's pretty cool. Is
that fair?
Mean, it's a look.
Will you
it's
take
a
it?
style.
Okay. And finally, over to Andy for the closing credit.
Yeah, these are good. This film has got some strange credits for folks, but I've got one in mind. I'm going to give it to Mr. Chad Lale. Chad, ex-US Marine, comes out of the Marine Corps, fights in Iraq, by the way, so, kudos to Chad. Comes out of the Marine Corps, starts professional wrestling, moves through the ranks, goes through these kind of amateur rank or lower ranked wrestling organizations, finally signs to WWE at some point, but in the 2018 or something like that. Interestingly enough, he kind of quit wrestling at one point to concentrate on his acting career and professional bodybuilding. But I think this was the last film he's credited for in 2018, so that obviously didn't go so well. But he's credited as Bulgarian Goon. Now, he's the guy who goes through the engine.
Yeah, it's got to be,
right?
isn't it?
Yeah.
So he is the guy who goes through the engine. So he is the Bulgarian's Goon.
Yeah.
Is he also Bulgarian? Is in a twist of fate, is the Bulgarian's Goon Bulgarian?
Oh.
Because it's not Bulgarian's Goon, it's
No.
Bulgarian Goon.
Yeah, well, I think maybe both. I think he has to be both, right? Maybe
He doesn't
he's-
sound Bulgarian, but maybe
No,
he's
but neither
kind of...
does the Bulgarian.
No, that's true.
Okay.
There we are.
Unanswerable questions.
So Chad Lale, the Bulgarian Goon, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You are this week's winner.
Congratulations, Chad. Okay, that'll do it for this episode. You can find us online at smallstuffcast.com. We are at smallstuffcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can contact us using email at smallstuffcast.com.
And don't forget, however you're listening to us, please give us a like or review. We're a new podcast and it will really help us. Thanks.
Yeah, agreed. Something I forgot to mention in both of our first two episodes is our music, which is by Skeleton King. You can find more of Skeleton King's work by following the link in the show notes, and I recommend you check him out. He's awesome. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks again.
And cheerio from me. Join us next time when we'll be watching the 2013 film Rush, directed by Ron Howard, starring Chris Hemsworth and Daniel Bruhl. Maybe give it a watch if you want to join us, but don't forget the small stuff.